Good evening, students. I hope I'm audible to everyone. Please confirm through the chat box if you all can hear me. A very, very good evening. Please let me know if you all can hear me through the question box. All right. Good evening, Jivita, Ritika, Rishikesh, Dinesh, Ritesh, Poorna. All right. Thank you so much for confirming. So today we are going to take up the next chapter of verbal ability, and we will be dealing with prepositions, right? Preposition as a topic is not very difficult, but I would rather say this is quite confusing for most of us. Until and unless we are clear about the meaning of each and every preposition, we will not be able to make use of it, right? Moreover, I would rather say that the correctness or the incorrectness of a prepositional word is dependent upon the context, right? You cannot deal with a preposition without understanding the context, right? And with a change in just a prepositional word, the entire meaning of a concept gets changed, right? Or a sentence gets changed. So we'll be discussing more about it in the coming up slides. First, let us try to understand what are prepositions, right? I'll not be devoting much of time in doing the theoretical part because we have a lot of practical things to do in the session today. So first let us have a look at the definition. A preposition is a word which shows the relation between a noun or a pronoun and some other word in a sentence, right? So those words which help us in identifying the relationship between a noun or a pronoun and some other word. Prepositions are very small words, but they are very important because you will be able to understand the meaning of a sentence with the help of a prepositional word, right? So that is the significance of preposition in understanding the meaning of a sentence. There are certain points which we all need to remember when we are talking about preposition. The first point says the noun or pronoun which is used with a preposition is called an object, right? Please understand that what is an object. So the cow is in the field. So this particular word field is the object, and why are we calling it as an object? Because it is used with the preposition. What is the preposition word here? In. Right? So where is the cow? The cow is in the field. So any word which is used with a preposition, any noun or pronoun, that is called as an object. Another thing which we need to understand is preposition is made up of two words, pre plus position, right? And pre means before. So a preposition is usually placed before its object. Usually it is done, right? That it is positioned, pre-positioned before the object. But sometimes it can even follow the object. For example, what are you looking at? What is the object here? Object is looking. And what is the preposition word here? The preposition is at. At, right? The preposition is often placed at the end when the object is an interrogative pronoun like what, when, which, or relative pronouns like whom, that, etc. Right? So ideally or generally, prepositions are placed before the object, but sometimes, like in the case of interrogative pronouns or relative pronouns, prepositions are the objects are followed by the prepositions. Am I clear on this? Students, am I clear on this? If this much is clear to all of you, please send me number 1. Number 1 if it is clear. If not, then send me number 2. Please send me number 1 if this is clear. If you have any confusions or doubts, send me number 2. Okay, Aniket. Aniket, let me just quickly summarize for your benefit. We are talking about the 2 different situations of using preposition, right? So the word preposition is made up of pre plus position. This means that prepositions are ideally placed before the object in a sentence. But in some special cases, like in the case of interrogative pronouns and relative pronouns, the prepositions are followed by the objects, right? So this much we have talked about. Right, so let's proceed with the next slide. Now, let us have a look at some more important points. Sometimes, now we have talked about that generally speaking, the preposition will be placed before the object. However, in some cases, the prepositions are followed by the objects, right? Now we will have a look at what are the different situations when the prepositions are followed by the objects. Now, the very first thing that we are trying to understand is that whenever we want to emphasize, right, whenever we want to emphasize the object, then we will place it first, right? Then we are going to place object first and then we are going to place the preposition. For example, this I insist on. Right? Can anyone tell me that in this sentence, what is the preposition? This I insist on. What is the preposition in this sentence? Right. Very good. Very good, everybody. Yes, Tanmay, Prashansa, Rishikesh, Tejal, Ritika. Wonderful. What about others? I have got just 7 responses. No, Anugu Ganesh, I is not the preposition, beta. I is the noun. Right. So finally, I got 10, 11 responses. No, Aniket, insist is the object. The preposition out here, as most of you have rightly said, it's on. This is the preposition word. On. This I insist on. Right. So this is the object. He is known all the world over. What is the preposition in this sentence? He is known all the world over. Very good. Tanmay, Tejal, Jivita, Ritika, Hemant. Very good. What about others? He is known all the world over. What is the preposition? No, Lakshmi, the is not a preposition. It's an article. Lakshmi Sagar. No, Aditya is. It's not a preposition, dear. Yes, Rishikesh and Aniket, that is right. Very good, very good. Most of you have got the correct answer. So the preposition is over. He is known all the word over. Is this particular word is a helping verb. Known is verb. He is noun. The is article. Word is object. And here comes what we are studying about. It's over. And this is the preposition. I hope that this much is clear to all now. Right? Please, for God's sake, don't say that this particular word, the, is the preposition. Come on, students. This is article. What are the 3 articles? What are the 3 articles? Yes, Aniket, he is a pronoun. I'm glad that at least some of the students know that we have 3 articles in English language, that is a, an, and the. Great. I hope that nobody is going to tell me again that the is the preposition, isn't it? All right. Let's go ahead. Not an issue for those of you like who were not having clarity. Beta, a, and in the, these are the three articles in English language. He, right? It's a pronoun, and in this sentence, it is the noun, right? Word is the object and over is the preposition. We are trying to understand few situations and examples where we can put prepositions after the objects, right? Now, the prepositions for, from, in, on, right? These are omitted before nouns of place or time. For example, we did it last week. I cannot walk a yard. Wait a minute. Right. So here it has to be wait for a minute. I cannot walk for a yard. We did it from last week. Yeah, we did it in last week. Right. So there are many situations where we are making use of nouns of place or time. You will find that the prepositions are omitted sometimes, right? So these are the special cases which we are talking about. We'll be dealing more with the examples and then probably things will be more clear. Let us have a quick look at the kind of prepositions. Don't strain yourself in the sense of cramming the different types of preposition, but just try to have a look at understand the different context and the different types, right? So first is a simple preposition as we all have come across: in, on, at, by, far, by, for, from, in, right, on, out, through, till. So these are the simple prepositions. Then we have compound prepositions. Sometimes you will find that the particular word is made up of two different words. Let me tell you. For example, behind. This is made up of two words, be plus hind. Below, beneath, beside, inside, outside, underneath, within, without, before, right? And the other words like across, about, above, across, along, amidst, among, amongst, right? So these are all compound prepositions where we are fixing a preposition to a noun, adjective, or adverb and making it a preposition. Clear? Then we have phrase prepositions. Right. Now, as the word itself suggests, what is a phrase? A phrase is a group of words which is not complete in itself. Right. So phrase preposition, I think, is making more sense now. So we have certain phrases like according to, in order to, on account of, in place of, in addition to, in course of, by reason of, right? So when we are making use of phrases, right, instead of prepositions, that are called as phrase prepositions, right? So these are the different kinds of preposition. Now we'll be learning more about the contextual examples. Let's have a certain look at examples of phrase prepositions, right? So in consequence of his illness, right? That means because of his illness, as a resultant of his illness. Consequence means what? Consequence means result of something, resultant of something, right? So in consequence of his illness, he could not finish the work in time, right? So this is a phrasal preposition and this is a simple preposition. He died fighting on behalf of his country, right? So on behalf of is a phrasal preposition. In course of time, he saw his mistake. Owing to his ill health, he retired from business. With reference to your letter, we regret we cannot allow any further rebate. In case of need, call on this number. He succeeded by dint of perseverance and sheer hard work, right? So in this slide, whatever prepositions are used, they are called as phrasal prepositions. Clear? Let's have a look at more examples. I hope this much is clear to everybody, right? Now let us have a look at adverb and prepositions. So there are several words which are sometimes used as adverbs and sometimes as prepositions. A word is a preposition when it governs a noun or a pronoun, and it is an adverb when it does not. Students, let me tell you another, fact about English language or English grammar. We cannot deal the words in isolation here. That this can be used only as a preposition and nothing else. This can be used only as an adverb and nothing else. Rather, it depends on the context and the syntax of a sentence that we are going to determine that what is the role which a particular word is playing in a sentence. Am I clear on this? Right? Let's have a look at the examples. Right? So you will find on the left hand side, there are certain sentences which are written, which, and these words which are in bold, they are used as adverbs. Right? And on my right hand side of the table, right, you will find that the same word is used as a preposition in a sentence. Right? So the same word used in different sentences in different contexts is, telling you that what is its particular role in that sentence. All right. So the wheel came off. Right. So can anyone tell me what is an adverb? Preposition I've just now told you. Can anyone tell me what is an adverb? What is an adverb? What is an adverb? Come on, I'm waiting for the responses. What is an adverb? Okay, very good, Jivita. Rishikesh, beta, helping verbs are something different. Okay. LY forms, which describes a verb or another adverb, came off. Adverb expresses manner, place, time, frequency, degree, level of certainty. Word describes a. Very good. So, without putting in a lot of, brain capacities into play, adverb means add plus verb. So, if we are adding something to a verb, it is called as adverb, right? So, here we can see that the same word can be used as an adverb or a preposition. So, the wheel came off. What is the verb here? The verb is came. And what is the adverb? Off, right? But when I'm saying the driver jumped off the car, right? So here what can you see? The word off is used as a preposition. Clear? Now, let us have a look at the second sentence. Let us move on, right? And the book lies on the table. Now, it is clearly, showing that the manner in which a particular word is used in a sentence, it is determining whether it's an adverb or a preposition. I have not seen him since. I have not slept since yesterday. Go and run about. Don't loiter about the street. I could not come before. I came the day before yesterday. His father arrived soon after. After a month, he returned. Take this parcel over to the post office. He rules over a vast empire, right? So I hope that the context is clear now, that the same word can be used as an adverb also and as a preposition also. Any questions so far? Any questions from this slide? Please send me number 1 if no questions and number 2 if there's any doubt. Come on quickly so that we can move ahead. There are only 8 to 10 students in the class who are responding. Otherwise, I presume that others are not sleeping in the class. I do understand that it's very, very cold and you all are sitting inside your blanket with your phone or laptop. Is that so? Anugu Ganesh, your question is not clear to me. Where the pronoun? In the sentence, you're talking about the pronoun there. So if we focus on the second one, let us move on. Us is a pronoun. I is a pronoun. Here also I is a pronoun. His is also a pronoun. Right? All right. So I hope that no questions. Right. Now let us quickly have a look at the relations expressed by prepositions. Right? Here we are talking about a very, very important and significant aspect, that is preposition of place. I have seen a lot of students having confusion in ma'am, I'm not able to differentiate between above, below and all those things. So let us have a look at some complicated prepositions in the form of tables. First of all, above. Above means to a higher place or position than something or someone. So our friends in the apartment above us are really noisy when you're talking about in terms of height, right? So higher place or position. What are we talking about? We are talking about height, right? Place or higher place or position. Then we have after. We all know after means one follows the other. He ran after her with the book. Then we have by. By refers to near or at the side of. The telephone is by the window, right? That means it's kept near the window or just next to it. Beneath, under someone or something. Jam hit the letter beneath a pile of papers, right? Beneath means you're keeping something under, next to or beside, at the side of someone or something. We lay beside the pool to dry off in the sun. Now these two words, beside and besides, have altogether very, very different meaning. Now let us have a look at preposition of time and place. Again, these are quite a bone of contention, and we all face a lot of difficulty in the using of where we're going to make use of in, then on, then at. First of all, let me just talk about Mr. At. So Mr. At is used whenever we are talking about a specific time, a specific date, or a specific event. At 9 a.m., at 8 o'clock, at 6 p.m., at night, at noon, at Easter, or at Christmas, right? So when we are talking about a significant point, that is called as at. On refers to a little bit more, a greater duration, like on Monday, on Saturday, on June 3rd. Are you getting it? Here we are talking about a specific time. Here we are talking about the 24 hours of the day. On June 3rd, right? On 1st October, on Christmas Day. So you can see here we are mentioning on Christmas Day, and here we are saying at Christmas. On my birthday, on Tuesday evening, right? And in, generally it refers to a greater duration, like in 1980s, in the summers, in the afternoons, in the morning, right? So when you are referring to a greater duration or a greater time period or time zone, then you make use of in, where there is a starting and an ending point mentioned to it. Clear? We'll be discussing more about the examples in the coming up slides. I have a lot of examples for you to practice. But first, let's complete the entire listing of the prepositions. Now let's talk about the preposition of manner. Right? So when you are talking about any instrument, vehicle, any agent of work, or any facilitator or something that is instrumental in completing your task, that where they were making use of by, by. You can go by bus, by car, by train, by ship, by plane, by foot, right? Then he went on foot. He went on horseback. I like to travel on train. I like to travel on ship. I like to travel on plane, right? Then please write in ink or please write in pencil. He speaks in a low voice. He left in a hurry. I accept your invitation with pleasure. With is referred to when you are accompanying one thing with the other. She greeted him with a smile. The car started with a jerk. Right? So with is used, in addition to something. Like or as, he walks like an old man. He got a job as an elevator operator. Clear? So these are the different preposition of manner that we are making use of. Now, if you just look at this particular flow chart, it expresses different types of relationship, right? Let's start with this. Means or instrument, right? So by bus, how are you traveling? By a particular vehicle. By bus, from careful planning, we have saved, or we have invested a lot of money. By careful planning also, yeah, from careful planning, we have saved a lot of money. We are asked to write with a pen in exam, right? He is just carrying on with his life without a plan, right? So these are the different prepositions here. Then for quantity, we make use of by the kilo and for $20. We also have some idiomatic use of preposition, but we are not going into the detail of that right now. Then we have a separate session on idioms and phrases, then we'll take this up. Then we have purpose, for the teacher, search for gold, right? So whenever we want to refer to a particular purpose, we make use of this particular preposition for. Then for a state or a condition, for a particular state of mind or a state of well-being, right, or condition, we talk about we are staying at home as it is very cold outside. We have they have to look by themselves. They are in a state of shock. I am on duty right now, right? So these are generally 4 prepositions which we make use of. Then preposition of manner, by, like, with or without. We have just now discussed all these things. Then we have words which are used for time, about, after, at, by, during, from, in, of, past, to, until, right? And whenever we are talking about preposition of place, preposition of direction or movement, then these are the different words: across, along, around, at, down, from, in, off, on, through, to, up, with, right? So these are also different prepositions. So this particular flowchart or diagram, you can take a screenshot of this and keep it handy for yourself, right? Please take a screenshot because now we'll be doing some exercises on preposition. So this is going to be really, really helpful. Done? Let's have a look at some examples now and let us see how many of us are able to do it. I do not agree dash you on this point. I do not agree dash you on this point. Very easy. Yes, come on. What is the correct answer to question number 1? Very good. Very good. Very good. Most of you are giving it right. Excellent job. Excellent job. Yes, very nice. I do not agree with you on this point. The teacher has no control dash the students. The teacher has no control dash the students. Students, I'm giving you all 2 minutes. Please quickly solve the sheet and then we'll discuss the answers. Come on, let me see how many of, because sometimes, you know, students get, you know, their attention, you know, or they get distracted because, and they are not able to do the work, right? So take 1 minute time and do this. I hope that everybody is done by now. Done? Right. So I'm showing you all the answers and please check for yourself and let me know what is the score. Right. So I do not agree with you on this point. The teacher has no control over the students. Just a second. Yeah. Good sleep is necessary for good health. Exercise is beneficial to health. Exercise is beneficial for health is also right. Your statement is very much similar to mine. Minority aspirations cannot forever be kept in check with the gun. Sometimes we have to put up with irksome or unpleasant situations. I am ready to say this on her face. She was a devoted wife and looked after her husband. Right? So these are the 9 responses or the correct answers. May I have your scores now? How many correct out of 9? Very good, Tanmay. Good, Shraddha. Any score above than 7, 7, 8 and 9 is good. Very good, very good. What about others? Again, only 7, 8 responses. Very good, Jayant. Jayant got 9 on 9. I think he's the only one who has got that. Huh? Anybody else who has got 9 on 9? Anyone else who has got? I'm ready to say this to her face. No, beta, 2 is not right. In 8 sentence, we cannot make use of 2. All right, very good, very good. Right, so Jayant is the one who is leading the scoreboard. He's having 9 on 9 with a lot of students, like we have Ritesh on 8, Aditya on 8, Prashansa on 8, right? And who else? Shraddha also on 8, Anugu Ganesh on 8, right? Very good, very good. Good score, students. Amazing. Exercise is beneficial for health. Yes, beta, just now I said that. Exercise is beneficial to health and exercise is beneficial for health. Both are right. I just now said that. So if you have beneficial for health also, give yourself 1 point. Let us have a look at the next exercises. Yes, come on. Now this time it's 10. He lives dash Hyderabad. He lives dash 48 Tilak Street. He started dash 6 dash the morning. He hanged himself dash a piece of cloth. The portrait was painted dash a famous artist who flourished dash the 16th century. I must start dash dawn to reach the station in time. I hope to reach the station dash an hour to the outside. The child has been missing dash yesterday. The caravan must reach its destination dash sunset. The mail train is due dash 3 p.m. He traveled 30 kilometers dash 2 hours. Yes. Quickly, I am going to give you all 1 minute. Quickly complete this and then I'll be showing you the answers. Send me a yes once we are done with the 10 statements. Send me yes in the chat box once you are complete with all the 10 questions. Then I'll be discussing the answers with you all. Yes, come on, quickly. I'll be sharing the answers, but first let me hear from each one of you that you have completed. I request all of you to send me yes once you have completed these 10 statements. Okay, very good, Tanmay. Tanmay is the first one to complete. Good. Okay, right, Tejal. Prashamsa is also done. Shraddha is done. Jivita. Okay, Jayant. Anubu. Ritika. I've got only 8 responses. What about others? Rishikesh, 9. What about others? Come on, quickly. Okay, Aditya, 10. Still 14 students are left. Come on. Okay, 11. Chaliki, Amrita. Yes. Okay, Sinchana P. Shetty. Good, 12. Still 12 students are left. I'm taking this as an as attendance for the session also. Right, so if you are not going to respond to the chat box, your college will come to know that you are not attending the sessions. Quickly. These interaction boxes and the chat boxes can be seen by your college management and the placement cell and your deans. So you need to interact with me throughout the session. Come on, quickly. Okay, those of you have done, let's have a discussion for the answers. Right, I guess everybody, other students are failing, not feeling like sharing the responses, and would check it first and then we'll share. He lives at Hyderabad in 48 Tilak Street. He started at 6 in the morning. Beta, ye galat likha hai. This is wrong. He lives in Hyderabad at He started at 6 in the morning. He hanged himself with a piece of cloth. The portrait was painted by a famous artist who flourished in the 16th century. I must start at dawn to reach the station in time. I hope to reach the station in an hour to the outside. The child has been missing since yesterday. The caravan must reach its destination by sunset. The mail train is due the mail train is due at 3 p.m. The caravan must reach its destination by sunset or before sunset, both are right. Right? The mail train is due at 3 p.m. and he traveled 30 kilometers in 2 hours or within 2 hours, both are right. Am I clear? Any confusion so far? Please let me know if you have any confusions in any of the statements. Any confusion? All right. So how many correct out of 10? Okay. Good score, Tanmay. Good, Tejal. Okay, Vimlesh. Need to buck up a bit more. Good, Shraddha, Ritika. Good, good. Most of you have got 8, 9, and 10. It's a good score. Lovely. He traveled 30 kilometers for 2 hours. Beta, the sentence means to say that in 2 hours time frame the person has traveled 30 kilometers. So if you are going to add for, it will change the meaning of the sentence. He traveled 30 kilometers for 2 hours means that he was consequently, consecutively traveling for 2 hours. Right? But what we are saying is that in 2 hours time frame the person has traveled. Okay. So he traveled 30 kilometers in 2 hours or within 2 hours. Clear? Okay, I'll just explain seventh one. The child has been missing since yesterday. Right? So the word since is used when we are talking about the start or the onset of something. So if the child is missing and you are not able to trace the child for the past 1 day, you are saying that the child has been missing since yesterday. Clear? Okay. I hope to reach the station in an hour to the outside. Here also you can make use of in an hour or within an hour. Right? To the outside means outside the station. Right? So within this time frame, I hope that I will be able to reach the station. Don't get confused by words like this or phrases like this. In lot of verbal ability questions in your TCS and Infosys verbal ability paper, you will find that the examiner intentionally puts a phrase in the sentence to confuse you. Right? So do not get confused and just focus on the main aspect. Right? So what is the word before the gap or the dash and word after that? It's generally it makes the entire sense. In first sentence, he lives in Hyderabad. No beta, on is not used, Prashansa. On cannot be used here. Not an issue, Anugu Ganesh. See, this is how prepositions are confusing, and the best way to learn and to understand more about prepositions is to practice as much as you can, and the more you practice the better you become. Right? You want to have more practice sessions? Before we proceed on with more practice sessions, let's talk about list of widely used prepositions. Right? Again, you can take a screenshot and you will find a lot of lists like this having you can just get hold of any good English grammar book and you will find a list of prepositions available there in the book with the meaning and the examples. Right? So above means, as we have talked about, higher or over. Right? So the stars are above our head. Across means from one side to other. It's dangerous to run across the road. Right? So when you are traveling from one point of some particular place to some other point, right, to the other point, so if you're making an X, right, point A to point B, now this is called as across. Clear? After means following. Also, the dog ran after the cat. Or later than also. I will call you after the game. Right? Then we have the next preposition as against. Against is either opposite to. Lying is against my principle. Right? So my principle, lying is in opposition to my principles of life. Or in contact with also. The painting is against the wall. The painting is on the wall is also right, and the painting is against the wall is also right. So when you are talking about something in contact with, the painting is having a contact with the wall, right? So that is why we can make use of the preposition against also. Please, make a note of these, typical kind of words which are used as prepositions. Then we have along. Along means from one end to the other. Let's walk along the street. Among, surrounded by. I was among the viewers. Right? So when you're surrounded by something or someone or a group of people, then you write among. Then we have around. Around means when you start from here and then you complete a circle and you come back, it is called as around. Right? So it's in a circle. We walked around the fountain, right? We start at one point and completed the entire circle and came back to that point. So that is around. Or it also means near or approximately. It costs around 10 rupees. Right? Then we have before. So before is used as earlier than or in front of. I left the day before. I left the day before yesterday. Right? Then we also have in front of. She bowed before me in respect. Right? Then we have behind. Behind refers to at the back of. I like to sit behind the wheel. Then we have below. That means lower than. There's a scar below his chin. Right? Above and below. Above is higher, right, in terms of height, and then we have below. Beneath. Beneath means under. The plane was beneath the clouds. Then we have beside. Beside means next to. My home is beside the stall. Between. Between refers to in the space separating two things. Maya sat between Taj and me. Right? So when you are talking about separation of two things, the word used is the preposition word used is between. Then we have by. Right? By is used for near or at the side of. The park is by the lake. That means it's near to lake, or it's just, the lake is just side by that park. Close to, of course, is near. My office is near the traffic junction. Down. Down means from higher to lower. She pulled down the calendar. Right? That means from higher to lower. For. For refers to what is intended. I get this rose. Right? And what is the purpose of getting this rose? I get this rose for her. Then we have from. From means where something starts. This tunnel starts from here. Right? Then we have in. In is used for a point within an area. The pen is in my pocket. In front of. In front of means directly before. I had to stand in front of the lift. Inside means on the inner part of. The bird is inside its nest. Right? Let's take a pause and take your opinion. Any questions so far, students? Any questions? Send me number 1 if no questions, and number 2 if you have any questions or you want me to discuss anything. Send me number 1 if any questions. All right. Again, just 7-8 students responding, and rest everybody is sitting back and enjoying. Yes, Aditya, please ask your question. Aditya Gaikwad, you can ask the question. Aditya, any confusions? Anything which you want me to take up again? Shraddha, you can write on support@mentorbuddy.com and check if the recorded sessions are available. I'm not very sure of that, right? So you can just write on support@mentorbuddy.com. Otherwise, also there are a lot of sessions available on MentorBuddy website, right? Some of the sessions available for verbal ability are my sessions only, the recorded ones which are available, right? So there also you can find a lot of content related with verbal ability preparation, right? So log into the MentorBuddy website. Okay, no questions. All right. So let's quickly have a look at the next slide. Right. So now these particular prepositional words on this slide are quite confusing for all of us. Into, right? So what is the basic difference between in and into? Into is used whenever you are entering in a closed space. Right? Into is also used when there is a change of medium. Right? For example, the frog jumped into the water. From the land to the water. Right? The frog jumped in the water nahi hoga. The frog jumped into the water. He went inside the building. He went into the building. Right? So when you are entering a closed space. Right? Then we have the next preposition as near when you're talking about closeness. My school was near the airport. Beside. So we have next to, the male is beside the theater. Sorry, the mall is beside the theater. Then we have off. He fell off a cycle means down or away from. Then we have on. On means a position which is touching the surface. My phone is on the dining table. My phone is kept on the table, right? That means the phone is on the surface of the table and is touching the table. So there has to be an element of contact when we are making use of the preposition on. Then we have on to. On to means the cat jumped onto the tin roof. That means move to a position on a surface. Onto is, very, very exceptionally used. Opposite, we all know. I sat opposite Chetan in the library. Out of means he got out of the taxi means you're coming out of a closed space. That is why you're making use of out of. Then we have outside. That means on the outer side. Then we have over, that is above or across. Then we have past, that means beyond. Then we have round, that means in a circular motion. She drove past the school. The earth moves round the sun. Clear? Right. So I hope that this much is clear. And as I said that if you want to know more about this, you can have a look at any good English language or English grammar book and can have a look. Let's quickly complete these many words as this is the last slide. Through means from one side to other. We will be traveling through the town. Right, that means you started from point A and then you covered all the malls, areas and shopping streets of the town. Throughout means in every part. The news spread throughout the country. To means in the direction of something or towards. I'm on my way to office, or I'm on my way towards office. The child ran towards her father. That means in the direction of her father. Under means beneath or below. The water flows under the bridge, right? No contact, but it's going below. Underneath means beneath. There was dust underneath the rug. And then we have up, that means towards or in a higher position. She walked up the stairs. Clear? Now let's have the final 10 questions for the day and then we'll call it a day off. Have a look at these 10 sentences. I'm giving you all 2 minutes time quickly complete this and then we will have a look at the scores. Right? Meanwhile, if anyone is having any question, please do write through the chat box. Otherwise, take 2 minutes time and complete this. Okay, let me read these sentences for your benefit. Quickly complete. She has not gotten dash the shock of losing her son. The city was kept dash night curfew for several days. Do you object dash my opening the window? I am willing to agree dash your suggestion. He supplied the poor dash clothing. Napoleon had a genius dash military tactics. He is negligent dash his duties. He quarrelled dash me dash a trifle. I am obliged dash you dash your kindness. He is very different dash his brother. Clear? Send me number 1, all those who have completed this. As soon as you complete, send me number 1. Okay. Vimlesh, Anugu Ganesh, Tejal. What about others? Send me number 1 as soon as you complete. Jayant, Shraddha, Aditya. I've received only 7 responses. 8. Aniruddha, Ritika. What about others? Come on, students, at least, we have so many students in the class. Prashansa, okay. Tanmay. What about others? Okay. Sinchana P. Shetty, Rishikesh. That's it? No one else has completed? Okay. So all those who have completed, they can check their scores now. Are you excited to check that? Right. So she has not gotten over the shock of losing her son. The city was kept under night curfew for several days. Do you object to my opening the window? I am willing to agree to your suggestion. He supplied the poor with clothing. Napoleon had a genius for military tactics. He is negligent of his duties. He quarrelled with me over a trifle. I am obliged to you for your kindness. He is very different from his brother. Right? So I hope each one of you have checked your answers. So what is the score? How many correct out of 10? Okay. Please ask if you have any questions. Any questions from these 10 statements which we have done just now? Good, Jayant. Good, Shraddha. Great. And rest of you have got 8. That is also a good score. Good one, Vimlesh, Prashansa, Tejal, Rishikesh. Not an issue, Anugu Ganesh. You can just try it again. Good, Sinchana. Right. Any questions so far? Anything which you were not able to understand? Or anything that you want me to discuss or you want to discuss with me? There's any confusion related with any questions from this slide? Any questions? 8th statement. Okay. He quarreled with me over a trifle. Trifle means small issues, right? And quarrel means fight. So with this word quarrel, we always make use of a preposition with. He quarreled with me. And why he quarreled with me? Over a trifle, means over a very, very small issue. Right? Always remember that we quarrel with someone over an issue. Right? He is negligent over his duties. No, that is wrong. He is negligent of his duties. With the word negligence or negligent, it's always the preposition of which is used. Right? So please see, the more you practice, the more you will come to know about. There are certain words along with which there's a particular preposition only which can be used. Do you object? Do you object in my opening the window? Do you object me opening the window? Do you object me opening the window? Beta, do you object in my opening the window is not correct. Do you object to? Right? We don't object in, we object to something. Right? So with the word object, it is always to and not in. So you can just make a list of all these things. With object, it is always to. With negligent, it is always of. With quarreled, it is always with. With obliged, it is always to. Okay? Not a problem, Shraddha. I hope that it is clear now. All right. So with these words, we have come to the end of the session, and I hope that you all enjoyed the session. Right? So that's it for the day. I hope that you all loved it. Is that so? Although I had more questions, but the time is not allowing us to take more slides. So we're just winding it up. Please feel free to write any questions if you have. Otherwise, I hope that you all found the session interesting. All your suggestions, comments, compliments, feedback, grievances are welcome. Please do share, your thoughts and inputs for the session. And the next verbal ability session will happen this coming Friday. We are meeting at 8 p.m. for the verbal ability session, and on Sunday at 11 a.m. for the soft skills session. We'll be taking up next session of resume building, right? So thank you so much, students. Good night, take care, and I hope that you all have learned the concept of prepositions. Please take any good English grammar book and solve as many preposition questions as you can. If you don't have any access to the book, there are a lot of websites and online quizzes that are available on these topics. Get hold of one, solve those quizzes, and as much as you will practice, see, English language is all about practice. So the more you practice, the better you become. Right? Thank you, everybody. Good night and take care.